Alright guys, we'll be back. Let us see what is good up in here. We shall return the meter. We shall restore the Lord.
All kinds of messages back in the day.
All over the world too. Anytime they want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd like that. I wouldn't want my Aunt Alga knowing she could just talk to me every second of the day. Yours would pop up.
Chronicles, no sticks, no seeds. I know, I sound like crap.
Aloy,
I know this is all stuffed up.
Take what you need. Where have I seen this?
Oh, word. Thank you guys. You are too kind. Alright, let us see. Let us see Gaia. To Gaia. Let's go.
It is good to see you again, Aloy.
It is good to see you again, Gaia. Yes, I have. And I shall restore you once more to your full power. You shall gain 3 times this day. No, your power is greater than Hephaestus.
With the acquisition of Ether, Poseidon, and Demeter,
The
my
devil.
heuristic processing density has expanded greatly. I should now be able to absorb Hephaestus. Unfortunately,
The devil.
we have made progress on a
We
plan
shall
to
make
capture
him
it.
bow. And we shall be his master.
With Varl's encouragement, Beta analyzed all available information on Hephaestus. Its expansion has been rampant. It is too large to be beamcast, and the kernel you've been using could never hold it. Therefore, it must be contained in a location with a direct physical connection to me. A place with 2 data cores.
2 cores? Where would we find a place like that? Gemini.
An abandoned cauldron in the desert west of here. Seismic activity disrupted the original construction.
Word.
2 data cores were built as a result.
I've been there. The Tanakh marked the entrance as some kind of ritual ground.
Yes, I know of
bring you
it.
there by hand.
I have devised a blueprint for a suitable, albeit unwieldy, transport rig. It will require 2 people to carry it to Gemini.
I can help.
Once I am
That
installed
is
on
why
the
we
first
have
core,
friends.
I will call down
Hell yeah.
Hephaestus on the other, trapping it. I will then initiate the merge. However, in order to construct the rig, I will need considerable help.
Can you build it? I suppose I could, but it's not gonna work. The Zeniths will find you. Minerva won't be able to conceal your location.
That is correct. Absorbing Hephaestus will create a significant power surge, easily detected by anyone capable of noticing.
But what if there were multiple power surges? To fake out the Zeniths? If Erend, Zoe, and Katalo spread out to the other cauldrons and create their own surges, would those conceal the one at Gemini?
Analyzing. Such a tactic might be effective, With Beta's help, we should be able to build a set of handheld pulse generators.
I told you it's not gonna work. I did a test. Hephaestus has written Alpha clearance out of its access module. You'll never be able to capture it. Then we need a higher level of clearance. There is no higher... Ted Pharaoh's mega clearance. The one he used to purge the Apollo database and kill the Alphas. But to get it, you would have to find Thebes. The private bunker he
devil.
retreated to when the world
Ted
ended.
Pharaoh, the
Nobody knows
devil.
where that is, not even the Zeniths. Their only intel was that it was somewhere in San Francisco. That might be all I need. Alva, the Quen diviner I met, said her people had set up a base at landfall. They were searching for data in San Francisco from there. She might be able to help. So I guess I'm headed all the way west. While I'm gone, will you be able to build the rig and the pulse generators? I'll try.
You'll try.
I'll make sure she has
There
what
is
she
no
wants.
try. There is only do. And you shall do it. I saved you. You shall do what I ask,
Said the Quen have a
You
ferry
shall do my
on the coast
bidding.
they used to get to the ruins of San Francisco.
which is
That's
for
where I need to
good.
go.
You did the devil's bidding without
I have managed to unlock
hesitation.
an
You
additional
shall
room
do
near
what
the
I ask.
surface.
Understood. Hi, Gaia.
Hello, Aloy.
Hello, friend.
Beta's convinced we won't be able to capture Hephaestus. With that attitude, do you really think she'll be able to build the rig and pulse generators?
It may take some coaxing, but with some assistance, I am confident she will.
I don't get her, Gaia. She's so quick to assume we'll fail. She's nothing like what I thought she'd be. I guess it'll be best if she stays here when we go to Gemini.
Yeah, what's wrong with her?
All this data I've picked up in ancient bunkers and ruins. I guess I never really thought that other people would be looking at it.
Based on my observations, your companions engage quite frequently with this material. Erend has asked on numerous occasions about birthday parties. He appears perplexed by the tradition of serving a sweet confection, as it conflicts with the Oseram tradition of serving sparkling stout ale. He also suggested we host a party for you, as a surprise.
Yeah, no thanks.
That is what I predicted.
Like, no thanks.
So now that you have Ether, Demeter, and Poseidon, how's the biosphere looking?
In the local region, conditions have improved. Superstorms have subsided, water sources have been purified, and soil conditions remediated. These improvements will stave off environmental collapse for a few additional months.
Well,
What about the blight?
soon we'll
That
have Hephaestus,
shit is bad,
and you'll be able to
dude.
fix the biosphere for good, right?
Correct. I will be able to design and produce robotic agents to permanently reverse the environmental damage that has accumulated.
Is Catalo getting along with everyone?
Yes, though he prefers to spend most of the time alone. He appears to be collating data on war machine progression and significant battles during the Pharaoh Plague, to aid in the creation of a war map of Operation Enduring Victory. I believe he aims to study the tactics of old world warfare.
I'd be interested in seeing that.
It appears to be a private pastime for him. He has repeatedly declined my offers to assist his research.
Interesting.
There's something I've been wondering. How could Ted Pharaoh create a clearance level higher than Alpha? Elizabeth made sure he wouldn't interfere with the project.
It is plausible he tasked his own engineers with creating a backdoor to the Zero Dawn system, without Elizabeth's knowledge. My predecessor did not even know of its existence until he
Of course he
activated it
did.
to purge the Apollo database. It is, in effect, a
He's
blind
the
spot,
devil.
one that will allow us to subdue Hephaestus. And fortunately, thanks to Beta's information, we know where Omega clearance may be procured.
Right. Somewhere in San Francisco. So our plan to capture Hephaestus. Let's go over it again.
As you wish. Thanks to Beta's test, we now know that Hephaestus will not respond to your Alpha clearance. Which is why you will need to procure Ted Farrow's Omega clearance.
Right. From his personal bunker, Thebes.
While you are gone, I will assist Beta in building the transport rig and pulse generators. When we get to Gemini, I will need to be installed on one of the facility's cores. The second core is for Hephaestus. Using Omega clearance will allow you to trap it.
And then you'll be able to absorb it.
Not quite. You will need to manually remove Hephaestus's malicious code before the merge.
How long will that take?
There are calculations I still must run, but I estimate a few hours.
And during that time, the others will create a distraction for us using the pulse generators, right?
Correct. They will each take position at a cauldron door and fire off their device. The energy surge should mask our activities until the merge is complete.
And then we'll have everything we need to defeat the Zeniths. Sounds like a plan. So I guess this room was meant to keep an eye on conditions outside?
Yes. From here, the facility's operators would have been able to observe whether
Sounds like a
machine
plan.
activity
We shall subdue the
time.
devil once and for
It
all.
may be possible to restore more of this room's functionality, should you find and reconnect additional camera feeds.
I'll keep a lookout. So Gemini has 2 data cores. I've never seen a cauldron like that. But you mentioned something about seismic activity?
When my predecessor attempted to build the cauldron, construction was disrupted by a series of earthquakes. The data core had already been built, but the rest of the facility sustained damage. So, she began again. A second core was built. However, when more tremblers occurred, she abandoned the site.
Lucky for us. Are the quakes still happening?
No, though they did also create instabilities in other facilities in the region.
So the facility where I recovered Demeter used to be a Pharaoh-agricultural research facility. It's where they created the biomass conversion system, but also adamantine wreath. Did Elizabeth know they were working on that?
It is likely she was briefed on other efforts to combat the machine swarm, though her focus was devoted only to Zero Dawn.
That makes sense. But they actually got the wreaths to work. If they've been able to deploy it against the Pharaoh Plague in time...
Using the data you recovered on the project, I ran several simulations and have concluded that it would never have worked. In all scenarios, the Pharaoh war machines would eventually hack and deactivate the wreaths before they could contain the swarm.
So Zero Dawn really was the only solution. There was a lot of data in the greenhouse facility about agriculture. Do you think it'll help
He
the plan
doomed us
fix the
all. The
I
devil.
will run a query. Complete. The data contains information about novel crop production methods. which may be beneficial to the tribe in the long term.
The new crops aren't going to save the world.
We saved
It's on
us.
us.
These assholes still want to try and... They're still trying to mess it up.
I'll be off.
Farewell, for now.
That'll do us for now. Enough information. We shall win the day.
Well, they didn't have two left feet like I do.
What's this I hear about you going west?
Turns out we need one last thing before we can grab Hephaestus.
Because it would have been too easy otherwise.
Yeah, of course.
Bet you're used to that focus by now.
Well, I can hit machines in their weak points. I guess that's something. I wish all the other data was as easy to deal with. To be honest, it's hard to understand half of what's on there. And then the other half reminds me, well, this isn't a fight you can win by just waving a hammer. Which is kind of what I do. But hey, that just means I gotta study harder. Make myself useful.
Just give it time. You've been looking at any interesting data?
I asked Gaia to find me something to look at a while back. And she found the mother of all forges.
Hell
They
yeah.
called it sports. Turns out the old ones spent a lot of time tackling and punching each other for points in one game or another. Are you mixing some solid food and fresh ale? I bet half the claim will be lining up to watch.
I bet, yeah.
else have you been
Football
studying,
and
Yeah, I've been looking into this Vegas place you found.
all kinds of stuff.
Gaia showed us everything that happened when you went to get that Poseidon thing. I mean, this Merlin guy seems pretty smart. Though, risking the Tanakh clan lands for a light show is a bold move.
Maybe I should check up on them at some point. Just in case.
Right.
Anything happen I should know about?
Zoe asked us to help her bring more plants in here. Not for eating, apparently. Yeah, if you ask me, the place is fine as it is. You know, metal might be plain, but it's sturdy. Nothing wrong with that. Who needs a bunch of vegetation?
It looks nice.
How are things with Katalo? You still scared of him?
Oh, she thinks she's funny.
Uh.
Actually, I played strike with him. Had to fill in most of the conversation myself, but I'm still alive.
Glad to hear it. I need to get going.
I think I know the answer, but are you sure you don't need any help? Gaia mentioned this other tribe you found, the Quen. They sound like a nasty bunch.
I can handle them. In the meantime, Varl will help you get ready for what comes
Yeah,
next.
they were a
Take
bunch
care of
of
yourself, Aloy.
jerks. Except for the one girl. The kind that attack first and ask questions later. That wasn't very good for the health. But
And dirt.
it was very bad for the health.
If we're going to go around trying to protect life, we should have more of it around.
Aloy, you're here. Did you meet with the Quen already?
Not yet.
I had to teach him a valuable lesson.
Seems unfair you have to deal with these Quen on your own, too.
It's safer this way. I think I'm Sobek, or something like that. They won't hurt me, but I doubt they'll be so kind to anyone else.
If you say so. Let me know if you need anything before you go.
You better not be slacking off on your studies while I'm gone.
We are
You
so
risk so
bad.
coming after me? I value my life.
Sort
In
of.
fact, I've been reading about Ted Faro, how he destroyed the world. And
Oh, you've been reading about the
killing those
devil.
who saved it.
definitely was a piece of work. I hope Zoe's not upset I'm distracting you from your training.
Yeah, I don't think
That sounds like the devil.
What do you mean? What happened?
Before Zoe found a way to fix the land gods,
He
I
killed the
suggested
people
when
that
Gaia
saved
was
it and
fully
then crawled
restored,
into a
she could just
hole.
make new ones.
Well, once we get Hephaestus, that's definitely a possibility.
That's what I said. But I guess there was something about my tone she didn't like. She got pretty raw. Said I didn't understand the way her tribe feels about those machines. Which is true, of course, and the last thing I'd ever want to do is dismiss their traditions. But I was trying to look at things differently. More like you know? To see a machine as just a machine.
Yeah, I guess I led you into trouble there, didn't I?
Not your fault. Don't worry.
It is just a
Did you
machine.
talk to Zoe after your fight?
I
Rage
suffered
against
through
the
a few hours of
machine.
glaring silence. Then she seemed to move on. Sort of. How do people
Oh,
do this?
she's mad at
How do I know
you.
the next thing I say won't blow up in my face? What if an apology is not enough next time?
You give her a stuffed animal?
You're the worst. You know that?
What makes you think I know
Give
anything
her a
about any of
stuffed
this?
animal.
You're on your own.
Abandoning me again, huh? Well, if she kills me next time, it's on you.
That's your Zoe buddy, or you
While
need to
Gaia and
handle
I are at
that.
the rig, can you get everyone ready for the mission ahead?
Of course.
What is it?
Nothing. It's just that everything's about to change. We'll get Gaia, and she'll help us set things right. No more zeniths, no more derangement. It'll be a different world. I welcome it, but
I don't think the Zeniths are just gonna take it and bend
Let's just
over.
focus on fixing
But
Gaia for now.
You're right.
I don't think it's gonna be that easy. But
If I get Omega clearance and then we grab Hephaestus, we might finally have the advantage over the Zeniths.
Can't wait to see their faces as they stare down a bunch of charging Thunderjaws.
Better them than us, for once.
I don't see how that's gonna stop them when they have invincible shields, dude. We need silence.
I'll be in touch if I need anything.
We'll be ready.
We need that
Everyone's got
weapon that he
pulse
made.
generators as well.
Like,
Good.
if we don't have a way to get through their shields, then I don't know how we're gonna be able to beat them.
There's a lot of equipment in here. Gaia, what was all this for?
This room was designed for management of the facility's vast seed banks. From here, Control Center operatives would have monitored new crop rotations into the automated farmlands, now known as Plainsong.
I see. According to this console, there are still thousands of plant samples stored deep below the facility. I could ask Gaia about them the next time I talk to her.
Oh, word.
Danced on ice.
That doesn't sound safe.
Does sound fun, though. Aloy, I hear you're going further west past the Tanakh clanlands.
Zoe.
Do you know anything about the area?
Only hearsay. The Utaru tell stories of an island that lies beyond the western coast. They call it the Isle of Spires. It is said the Old Ones built towers there that touch the sky, so they could live far away from the earth that bore them. As if they didn't want to be reminded that they'd one day return to it.
Sounds like something Ted Faro would do. How much have you read on Ted Faro?
Enough to wonder how a man who worked so hard to heal the world once could let greed and pride condemn it so easily. For one spirit to diminish in such a way, I'm not sure if I should hate him or pity him.
Yes, I pity the devil.
It looked like you were working on something over there.
With Gaia now growing in strength, I've been trying to find a way to heal the land gods, even if some people think I should give up on them.
Already said I was sorry.
Your friend thought it'd be a good idea to replace the land gods with new machines when Gaia recovers.
It wasn't.
The land gods have taken care of our people for generations. They are not some broken toy to be thrown away. Even if they are just machines doing their job, to abandon them in their time of suffering seems cruel.
I'm sure Varl understands that too.
He does now. I had to get pretty mad at him at first, though.
You know I can hear you guys, right?
Yeah, she had,
You've been getting to know Erend, I assume?
she gave him the business.
Any friend of Varl's is a friend of mine. In this case, a very loud friend.
He made her so
Ever
mad
play
when
that
he
board
said
game Erend
that.
set up?
Strike? I'm the one who gave it to him.
He's like, yeah, we should just replace those
he calls
machine
dead
gods.
No such luck.
Yes, death metal.
You and Varl doing okay? Training, I mean.
We're doing fine. Although I admit it'd be nice to take a small break from studying, just the two of us. But then who'd look after Erend?
Like, do you like coffee? You
Leave
gonna
a loud
get some
Oseram with a brooding Tenakth.
right now.
What could go wrong?
You're dying for a cup.
What's everyone been up to?
I've been trying to share some of my meals with Beta. Thought it might help her feel more at home. Maybe even get her to sleep up here instead of in that dark basement. She would not be moved.
I appreciate you trying.
She
Patience
likes
reached the
it in a
best
hole because that's where
I'm not giving up hope yet.
the devil kept her in a hole.
Well, I should get going. Hopefully I can bring back what we need to capture Hephaestus. After that, I'm gonna need everyone's help.
We'll be ready.
Yeah, you freeloaders aren't just staying in my base for nothing. You're gonna have to do something. Apparently, our friend needs something.
In a way.
Got a minute?
As many as you need.
I have to travel beyond the western coast.
To the ruins, shrouded in fog.
Yes. And I'm looking for a tribe, the Quen. I encountered them once before. They said they came from across the Great Ocean. I was hoping that Tenakth knew more about them.
There were rumors of trespassers in the
Oh
area,
yeah.
but we thought they were just bandits. Hikaru sent out a patrol or two, but I don't recall them reporting back. We've had more pressing concerns, as you know. I'm sorry. That's all I can tell you.
It's okay. I guess I'll find out soon enough.
There is something
Say what?
I've been meaning to discuss with you. It's personal. If you have a moment to spare.
Yes, tell me.
You said there was something you wanted to talk about?
I've been speaking with Gaia. She mentioned that the Zeniths bind metal with flesh to make themselves stronger. I was wondering if you'd help me do the same.
You
Yes.
make yourself a new arm.
I shall.
Gaia insists she can help me build such a thing if I can get the necessary data and materials. She believes these things lie in the place where Beta hid from the Zeniths.
Their ancient research lab.
I am not as familiar with old world machinery as you are. I could use your assistance.
It might be dangerous. The Zeniths probably still keep an eye on that place. We were lucky to get out of there alive the first time.
I see.
It sounds like this is worth the risk.
By the 10, we shall see it through.
Yes, I shall help you.
Anything interesting happen while I was away?
I found an acceptable place to practice with my blade.
Oh, and where's that?
Outside, above the base. There's a nest of sunwings that are always up for a fight.
Ever thought of sparring with something that's not trying to kill you?
That would defeat the purpose of the training.
Found anything interesting during your training?
Gaia told me where to find data on how wars were waged in the old world.
Getting late.
I knew the 10 fought against machines, much as we do now, but it seems they were among the last of their kind. Later, machines battled other machines on behalf of greedy leaders, as they vied for lands and spoils. At least the Tenakth have the courage to put their lives on the line when conflicts arise.
There is nobility in that. But maybe we just need fewer conflicts in the first place.
Yes, of course. Hekarro would have it so as well.
Anything else you've been looking at with that focus?
Gaia showed me the knowledge you recovered out in the desert. I am no chaplain, but I'd be curious to test if something I read is true.
What is it?
The Old Ones believed one could hear the great waters, even in the middle of the desert, if you carried the carcass of a water animal with you. They called them seashells.
That sounds kind of gross. What have you been up to?
Varl has asked to learn the differences between my people's clans, so I've been teaching him Tenakth history. It is heavy with blood and death, but also with honorable deeds and vanquished tyrants. Maybe you'd like to hear about it as well, when our mission is done.
I'd be honored. What do Tenakth do to relax? You know, to take a break from training?
We play strike. Your Oseram friend, Erend, is surprisingly good at it, although he has yet to beat me. It helps one think strategically, hones the mind for tactics.
Somehow that still sounds like training. I should get going. I've got a long road ahead.
Should you need reinforcements?
I know who to call. I'll call you when I'm near the Zenith lab. We'll get what you need for that new arm of yours.
Thank you, Aloy.
Yes, let us go. We shall help him. We shall help him with that right now. For that is what we will do before we go and get the devil, subdue Hephaestus the devil. We shall restore our friend's arm. He is a man of honor. He deserves this honor.
It's a long way to the coast. If you need to resupply en route, I suggest stopping in Fall's Edge. It's a lowland clan village southwest of the Grove, in the heart of the jungle.
Got it.
I know of it.
Thanks for the advice.
I have been there.
Snowfall's blanketing